One half down, another half to go. You're listening to the Extra Point here on the Weagle family of networks and also the Eagle Eye TV family of networks. Weagle FM online at WeagleFM.com, WEGO 91.1 FM, EagleEyeAuburn.com, or on campus cable at Eagle Eye TV channel 6. That's a lot to say.
That's a lot to say now. Maybe we should just stop and just do a TV show and not have to worry about Weagle anymore. We've gotten too big for this.
We've gotten too
studio.
big. Hey, up next for us, the White House.
Sure, why not?
Why not?
Can we do a show from inside of there?
I'm sure we can.
We can do like a fireside chat like Roosevelt used to do, but for sports.
There you go. See, look, already starting our campaign 2020.
What can it be called? It could be like it has to be presidential something.
Well, I would be the president. It'll be Dillard Childress.
It'd be the presidential penalty box.
All right.
That's a great name.
We should probably stop now.
I'm going to copyright that too. Let me get on the phone.
While he's on the phone, also, while you're on the phone, I want you to call up somebody. I want you to call up the GM and the skipper for the Dodgers and ask them a simple question. Why in the world did you start Yu Darvish in Game 7?
I'll just call Magic. He'll probably give me an answer.
Why? Brooks, why did the Dodgers start Yu Darvish in Game 7? Like, I understand he's one of your better pitchers. I understand that. But he got shelled in Game 3. And lo and behold, guess what? You know that saying that history can repeat itself if you let it? They let it happen. He got shelled in Game 7. And Dodgers fans were not too happy about that. They knew better. They knew. Deep down inside, they knew. This isn't going to end well for us. On top of that, you lost it at home. Like, you lost Game 7 on your home field. Brooks, run us through Game 7 of the World Series.
I mean, I think I didn't like the decision, but I think they probably thought it was the right decision to start Darvish.
It doesn't matter if they thought it was the right decision. When you saw what happened in Game 3, and you saw his mannerisms, Brooks, I played baseball for 1 year, and even I could see when he was warming up, something wasn't right.
But like, when you are a pitcher, how often have you seen games where a pitcher will get shelled one game, and then the next game they'll come back and they'll be great? Maybe sometimes they won't be great, but they won't get shelled like they did. It doesn't happen that often. It
doesn't happen
that you get shelled 2 starts in a row.
But this is the World Series. Pitching etiquette goes out the window. It doesn't matter if you pitched last night. It doesn't matter that you got shelled in Game 3. What does matter is that you put your best guys out there at that time, and Yu Darvish was not one of them.
But who could the Dodgers have called on instead?
Apparently, Clayton Kershaw was fine for 4 innings because he pitched one of the better, stretches of the World Series right there. Clayton Kershaw was fine.
So
they should have started Rich Hill, is my opinion. You don't start Yu Darvish. You start Rich Hill.
That would have been probably a better option.
That would have been the better option. Here's the thing.
In hindsight.
It is Game 7. No, it is Game 7, okay? It doesn't matter who went Game 6 because you don't have to save any. There's no other game after this. You don't have to save your bullpen. You don't have to save your starters. You have to look your guy in the eye. You look Kershaw in the eye, and you say, I need you for X amount of innings. And he's going to go get you it. He did it. He got them 4 innings. You look Rich Hill in the eye and said, I need you to start. I need you to get through 2 innings, 3 innings. Remember, if Rich Hill starts the game, he doesn't have to go 7 to 8 innings. He needs to get through 2 or 3. It is Game 7. He only needs to get through a couple innings. Okay? It is a team effort. Rich Hill goes 3. Kershaw goes 4. Guess what? You're through 7 innings. You got Jansen. You have a good bullpen. You can do it. There was no reason to start Yu Darvish in that game. And the Dodgers fans have a right to be upset. And honestly, it is a shame that the Dodgers got this far only to be beaten by what I think is poor managing.
I wouldn't call it poor managing because
all that being said, the Astros were the better team. They played better. But that was poor managing on their part. That was poor managing on the Dodgers' part.
I think, of course, in hindsight, you're like, well, they shouldn't have started.
I mean, in hindsight, yes. But even before the game, I was like, there's no reason why Yu Darvish should be starting.
I think at the time, I didn't dislike the decision to start Darvish because, again, like I said, when was the last time you remember a pitcher getting shelled one game and then the next start they get shelled again? It doesn't happen that much.
But why would you take the chance in Game 7 of the World Series?
Because
why would you do it?
Because you made that trade early in the year to get Darvish for that situation so that you could have that pitcher.
I made that trade earlier in the season to get to the World Series. Guess what? I'm here. It's Game 7, and the last time I saw this guy, he was walking off the mound, giving up a lead, and I'm thinking to myself, when the world just happened. I'm not going to let it happen again. Oh, wait. Yes, I am. Let's put him back out there. You had Rich Hill. You had Clayton Kershaw. You had anybody else. You had a bullpen, but you put out Yu Darvish.
You see, I wouldn't have started Kershaw, though. If I was going to start anyone, it would have been Rich Hill.
Like I said, you start Rich Hill, you bring in Kershaw for a relief after 3 or 4 innings. If Rich Hill gives you 4 innings, Kershaw gives you 4 innings, which Kershaw did, you're through 8 innings, and hopefully you have a lead. And then Jansen can come in, and Jansen has at least 2 innings in him.
I like the decision.
It was a horrible decision. Looking back on it, 2020, it was a horrible decision now. Before Game 7, it was a horrible decision. Heck, in 1994, it would have been a bad decision, okay? If you would have saw what happened in Game 3.
I disagree that it was a horrible decision.
It was a horrible decision.
Pre-game.
It cost the Dodgers the World Series.
I think...
The Dodgers did fine when Yu Darvish left. Nothing against Yu Darvish because he did great during the season, and he did great, mostly through the postseason. But when the game's on the line, I'm going to depend on Rich Hill and Clayton Kershaw and not the guy who got shelled in Game 3.
They made the Yu Darvish trade for situations like this, for clutch situations in the playoffs. He just didn't perform. That's all. They took their chance. I liked the decision pregame. Obviously, hindsight 2020, you're like, oh, you should have started Rich Hill. What are you doing? But I liked the decision pregame because that shows the manager showed faith in his pitcher that it's we're going to put you back out there.
There are other ways you can show faith in your pitcher. You don't try to make Yu Darvish feel better by putting him in Game 7. Because the fact of the matter is, I'm trying to win a World Series. I don't care if it hurts your feeling that you don't play. Or I don't care if it hurts your feeling that you don't start. I'm trying to get a ring for everybody. Okay? We can talk about your feelings later. We can go to family therapy later.
He was their freshest pitcher. He was the person that had the most rest, and that's what they were looking for, is someone who we've made the trade for, that we wanted for these situations. Here's the thing. And
he may be your freshest pitcher, and that may mean something in the regular season, but when it's Game 7 of the World Series, like I said, pitching etiquette goes out the window. It doesn't matter who's fresh anymore. I need the guy who's hot. I need the guy I know I can rely on, and Yu Darvish was not it. That's the difference.
I like the decision pregame. Postgame, obviously not postgame. Obviously, postgame, everything's doubted, everything's questioned postgame, but pregame, I liked the decision. I didn't have that much of a problem with them starting Darvish.
With that being said, the Dodgers now look to the offseason. So you don't even have to rebuild. You just have to get back there. They have a great team. Here's something interesting about the Astros. The Astros, in order from third to first, beat the highest payroll teams in Major League Baseball. Red Sox were third. Yankees were second. Dodgers were first. And the Astros, who are known for building talent, went and won the World Series. So what does that say about homegrown talent and trying to build one for the future?